Going to drive one from long range, and he's hit the top corner. It's a beauty for Daryl Fordyce. Here, and Lang's just gone past his marker and driven one into the back of the net. And FC Edmonton are on fire this afternoon. FC Edmonton against the Carolina RailHawks, and the players shaking hands in the center circle there. The Eddies all in blue, Carolina in white. Big game this, as both teams push for the playoffs in the North American Soccer League. Welcome to our broadcast today, presented by World Health. And as the players just get set for kickoff here, the first order of business will be the coin toss, brought to you by A&W. Very strong record here at Clarke Stadium, and a couple of home games coming up. This is an important stretch for the Eddies.
Yes, they're in this stretch now where they're having a lot of their home games coming up fast and furious. So the Carolina this week, Fort Lauderdale next week. This is the chance, and this is what Colin Miller called a critical part of the season.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups today from both teams, brought to you by Waterloo Ford Lincoln. And for FC Edmonton, that's the lineup we're used to seeing these days. Matt Van Oekel in goal. A back four of Edward and Smith, the fullbacks. Watson and Moses in the middle. Correa, De Freitas, Fordyce and Lang across the midfield four. And Amiobi, the in-form lone striker for the Eddies today. Couple of players we know all about in the Carolina lineup, not least Nacho Novo. He'll be up front. Fitzgerald in goal, the back four of Wagner, Thompson, Tobin and Danso. Midfield, Deleuze, Nurse and Laverty, two ex-FC Edmonton players, Shipalani and Al-Badawi. As I mentioned, ex-Rangers player Novo up front for Carolina. And weather conditions in Edmonton, pretty good today. The weather report brought to you by AMA Rewards, and you can check out special ticket offers for AMA members at fcedmonton.com. 14 degrees, a slight breeze, dry conditions on the field. Pretty good for the players, not too hot out there today for an August day.
Yeah, a couple of players in the warm-up commented how this is just perfect weather. I mean, players in North America are used to having to slog games in the summer where the temperatures are 25, 30 degrees Celsius. So it's a welcome change for them to be able to play really in more proper soccer weather where it's under 20 and it's not that hot out.
Carolina will get things underway. They've got the kickoff and are attacking the goal to our right. Eddies in one last huddle as they prepare to take on Carolina. Matt Van Oekel in the middle of that. Let's take a look at the goalie matchups today. Van Oekel there on the left in the purple, and Akira Fitzgerald. We've seen him play here a few times for Carolina.
Yes, we have. Saw him here last year, and it'll be interesting to see how Carolina comes out early in this game. They played on Wednesday.
3-0 defeat for them that they're looking to bounce back from, and straight away trying to get Novo into the play. He's trying to sneak just in behind Moses there, and he's done a good job to keep the ball in play, but Moses able to manufacture a clearance down the left-hand side. Picked up again, though, by Carolina. And here's Shipalani. We know how dangerous he can be running at players on the right-hand side. An early cross into the box, and it's Moses again there, getting that one clear and crashing into one of our cameras on the sidelines down there on the pitch. In comes the throw in towards Novo again. There's going to be a snapshot from the edge of the penalty area. It wasn't a bad effort from Shipalani, just wide of Van Oekel's post, but Carolina coming out and attacking early here.
They were listed in pregame. We were told it looked like a 4-1-4-1, but it looks more like a straight 4-4-2, what Carolina's coming at Edmonton with.
Coach Colin Clarke, he knows all about FC Edmonton. Been on the wrong end of a couple of score lines here over the years, but very highly rated by Colin Miller. Rates him as one of the top coaches in the league. Colin Clarke in charge of the Carolina team today.
In fact, talking to Colin Miller, it's a close coaching fraternity in NASL. There's 11 teams. Coaches all know each other. And we were talking about the reason that there's so much parity in this league is that there's not a lot of secrets between the coaches. Not a lot of surprises they could unleash on each other. They know each other very, very well.
Especially these two here today, and we'll be hearing from them. Halftime and post-game shows along the way as Shipalani takes another break towards the edge of the area. De Freitas playing the pass back towards Watson. Watson will push it up the right-hand side, and it's a first touch for Dustin Correa. He's made a good turn there and won a free kick just in front of the home Eddies fans on the right flank.
What's going to be interesting to see here, it looks like Chris Nurse is playing fullback today. It's not a position that we saw him play when he's with the Eddies, but he looks to be a straight-out right back today, and that's going to be a really interesting battle. I think maybe the most interesting one on the field, Lance Lang squaring up against Chris Nurse.
Here we go. Nurse is chasing back towards his goal here, gets a header away there, negotiates that one nicely. He'll know all about the pace and the threat of Lance Lang. Nurse putting himself about early to get some impact in this game as Carolina continue a strong start in the first couple of minutes. There's Laverty, another ex-Eddie. Breaks to the left to make the play switch. Laverty perhaps leaving on better terms than Chris Nurse towards the end there of his Eddie's career.
Yeah, I think Neil Laverty, it's a case of a player moving on and getting at another option in his career. Obviously, Chris Nurse had a bit of a falling out with the coaching staff at the end, unfortunately, at the end of his tenure with the Eddies.
Here is Chris Nurse on the right-hand side. He was a popular player with the fans, and we talked to him just before the match. He's happy to be back here again in Edmonton.
Everyone in the league knows he wears his heart on his sleeve, and that's always been the book on Chris Nurse. Very aggressive player, passionate player.
Into the penalty area, Novo moving the ball out to Shipalani on the right-hand side. Cross coming towards the edge of the penalty area, away by the Eddies. Shipalani picking this one up again. Lang robs in. Good job by Lance Lang on the left-hand side, and he's chipped a ball over the top there. Almost found Amiobi on a breakaway, but that was a good recovering header by Danso in the heart of the RailHawks defense. Playing alongside the skipper, Connor Tobin, today for Carolina. Correa turns inside onto his left foot. Dustin Correa tries to force a pass through, perhaps towards Fordyce, but that one didn't work out. Fitzgerald picks that one up and just hands it off straight to Danso. Finding Shipalani, and Novo just stepping over a tackle by Moses, but believes that he was fouled, and the referee agrees with him there. He tried to keep going, didn't throw himself down, and the ref in the end gives him the benefit of the doubt when he realizes he didn't get any advantage there, and it's a free kick. Yeah,
the referee gave that a couple of seconds to develop there, thinking that maybe Novo was going to hop away and keep possession of the ball, and Carolina could continue their attack.
Colin Miller, a big fan of Rangers, and describing Novo as a Rangers legend before the match today. Very good career in Scotland, where he won championships for Glasgow Rangers. It'll be a corner for Carolina here.
Colin Miller told us he was up very early this morning to watch Rangers win this morning.
Yeah, he's very happy about the 5. They scored 5.
Yeah, so it's been a good morning already for Colin Miller.
Icing on the cake would be 3 points for FC Edmonton. His most important concern of the day. So far 0-0, 5 minutes into the match. Corner for Carolina, and it goes to the far post. It's a deep one and headed back towards goal, but ultimately behind, and no real threat there from the head of Chris Nurse.
No, he's backing up, trying to keep up with that corner as it's drifting long. And when you're moving backwards and you're trying to head the ball, it's really hard to get anything on it.
Can be a threat from set pieces, though, Chris Nurse, and we've seen him score goals for FC Edmonton, so a little bit of a reminder there to the Eddies. Nurse's header going wide, and he's the one winning a header from the goal kick by Van Oekel. Amiobi still getting up from that challenge, and it's Correa on the right-hand side for the Eddies here. Now Edward picking up the play, and an early cross. Danso with a routine header away. They're looking to play in Novo again on the right-hand side. This time there's a push in the back from Nasho Novo on Kareem Moses, and Moses still on the deck after that challenge.
Bears going up for, we're looking at it here. That's Novo for backing in, and Moses is off balance already up in the air.
To Fraser, short little pass there for Watson. Watson chipping one up the right channel. That's going to run into touch. It'll be a goal kick for Carolina.
And we're talking about Chris Nurse playing fullback today, but as well, I think part of that is necessity because of the retirement of Wes Knight. Another former Eddie, former Vancouver Whitecap.
Knight still listed on the team lineups, but no longer playing with the squad here. And Nurse deciding to have the job of trying to neutralize Lance Lang. It's not an easy one. We'll see how that battle develops this afternoon. Correa just jumping in on that interception there, and he's going to try and play this one towards Lang on the left-hand side. Lang steps inside Nurse. Here's Lang with a chance, right-footed. One-on-one, Fitzgerald blocks him and makes the save. That's the best chance of the match. Correa, a defense-splitting pass, and Lang with a run one-on-one at Fitzgerald. He made the save. They're still trying to continue the momentum, though, here. The Eddies on the left-hand side with Fordyce. Fordyce getting to the goal line. There goes the cross. Oh, and it's off the crossbar from Richie Jones's volley. Good spell this for the Eddies. Lang again breaking. He's got support outside of him to the left. It's going to be a throw-in for FC Edmonton.
Well, the Eddies have got to be wondering how they're not up 1-0 at this point. Two glorious chances right in a row there. And we talked about that Nurse-Lang matchup. Lang gets by far the better of Chris Nurse there, gets by him. Akira Fitzgerald did so well to get off the line and make that first save. And then Richie Jones off the crossbar.
Smith with a cross from the left-hand side, headed away again by Danso. Jones on the edge of the penalty area, trying to head the ball to Amiobi. He's found him. Amiobi, in the end, loses possession. Carolina clear the ball up towards Novo. He's dispossessed, though, and it's Edward making a break down the right wing. And digging out across to the far post. It might just drop in that penalty area there. Nurse juggling with it. Lang is going to try and win it back from him, and he's done so. Nurse pulls him down, and that's a free kick for FC Edmonton.
In my mind, that high cross, it hung up for a long, long time. That's one that Akira Fitzgerald has got to come off his line and claim. As we look at the chance here, Lang getting by Nurse, shuffling it, and I think part of the issue here is not on his favorite foot. He hits that right-footed.
But no one really up with him. He was looking for the pass, and in the end, the angle not quite ideal for his left peg. But he's got a free kick here, Lance Lang, and it goes towards the penalty area. Still not cleared by Carolina. Now it will be, and picked up again by Smith, who in turn finds Eddie Edward. Novo doing a good job to charge down Edwards' forward pass, but they've got enough numbers back there, the Eddies, to scramble that one back to Van Oekel. Fordyce bringing the ball out of defense. It'll be Lang. Freitas being charged down by Neil Haverty. It's one of his big strengths, winning the ball back, and he's a real dynamo in the midfield. That's the job he's now doing for Carolina. Smith left-footed up the line. Amiobi trying to control it. Tobin's right with him. Amiobi feeling like there should have been a free kick. Referee waves play on. A lot of confidence in front of goal at the moment. Amiobi, if they can give him the chances, he's been finding the net, and perhaps now could be the time. Korea making a break. He's pushed that one through for Amiobi. There's the right-footed shot, and he makes no mistake at all. The scoring streak continues. Tomi Amiobi, he's in a rich vein of form, and that's the goal the Eddies have been searching for. They lead 1-0.
What an awful, awful giveaway by Wells Thompson. Basically just presents this ball to Dustin Correa and basically puts the Eddies off to the races there. One's quick pass through, but it's just a dreadful pass from number 9, Wells Thompson there. We don't see it there, but we see the finish, a perfect finish from Tomi Amiobi. Just keeping Connor Tobin away from him. Using his shoulder, giving himself the separation he needs to finish. And really, it's what the Eddies deserve. They've been all over Carolina since the start of this game. And Carolina looks like right now, at least in the first 11, 12 minutes, that it's that Carolina that we've seen that comes up to Edmonton and really struggles.
Amiobi with another goal. That's his 7th. And that takes him to be the top scorer for the Eddies so far this season. Carolina already chasing the game. Prior to that, there had been a one-on-one breakaway for Lance Lang. Good save by Fitzgerald, and then Richie Jones as well, hitting the woodwork. So a couple of chances the Edmonton team have created before scoring. It's been a good, strong start to the first 12 minutes of this match.
But I have to say, Wells Thompson cannot give the ball away like he did to Dustin Correa, and then just have it just turns around so quickly. Got to get that ball out of trouble. It was a dreadful error by Wells Thompson that led to that goal by the Eddies. The Eddies did well. They took advantage of what was given to them.
That FC Edmonton goal is another meal for families at the Ronald McDonald House of Northern Alberta, courtesy of Pasta Pantry.
There you go. Yeah, when you're ready.
Going to be a corner kick here for Carolina. They trail 1-0. Shipolani with the ball placed.
Here we go.
And drives it in towards the penalty area, and Danso is unmarked as he gets a header on goal. And it's a good thing that he missed for FC Edmonton. That's some kind of breakdown happened there, but it remains 1-0.
Danso just bulldozed through the middle of the box there. Kareem Moses tried to get a handle on him, but just couldn't deal with him. See there, he just blew by Kareem Moses to get that open header.
Korea playing well on the right-hand side. It was his assist towards Amiobi, and he tries to find him here again and begin that combination for a second time, but not quite on the same wavelength on that occasion.
Carolina's really struggling with Edmonton's counterattack right now. They're really struggling to keep up with the pace that the Eddies have started the game with.
Laverty's dropped back into a deep position to try and help bring the ball out of defense for Carolina. Tobin towards Novo. Novo, very good play with his back to goal, feeds it into the midfield, and it's with Shipolani. Smith, probably one of the few players in the league, could match Shipolani for pace, and that could be another interesting battle down this right-hand side. Smith versus Shipolani. Lang here's drifted a beautiful ball over the top of the defense. Amiobi's in there. Tobin makes an excellent recovery. Very cleanly taking the ball there and sliding it out for another throw-in.
Oh, you see the look of frustration there for Colin Miller. He knew he was one touch away from having another great look at goal. But what a great ball by Lance Lang, leading Tomi Amiobi on. The recovery there from Connor Tobin. But Carolina skirting danger again.
FC Edmonton looking like they're in a good rhythm here in the first 15 minutes of the match. And Smith blazes by Shipalani. Good effort by Smith. Is crossed to the edge of the penalty area, though. Cleared with some ease by Carolina, but won back again by the Eddies, and it's Eddie Edward. Support from De Freitas.
You already see some frustration there. Nacho Novo barking at his teammates. So he was attacking Edward and saying, "Who's here to help me?"
Moses has driven a ball forward there, and Nurse miscontrols it. He's battled back very strongly to get the ball back for Carolina and played it back to Fitzgerald. And his clearance has just gone straight up in the air, and it's some excellent control in the end by Laverty, but won back by the Eddies, and it's Fordyce towards the edge of the area. He's going to strike one, and probably going wide, but Fitzgerald made sure of it and got down low to his right to make the save.
But again, giveaways hurting Carolina. Giveaways in their own third. And this all starts off with an ill-advised back pass from Chris Nurse to Akira Fitzgerald. He has to pop the ball in the air. He's under pressure. And the Eddies put the pressure on.
Lance Lang with the corner kick. And it goes to the far post, and that's another header by Amiobi, who's climbing high above everybody there. Just couldn't keep it down.
Yeah, and this is a situation, if you're the Carolina RailHawks, you have to be thinking now, we've got to fix some things quickly. Got to stop giving the ball away so cheaply in our own third, or there's going to be more.
Watson penalized for a handball there, pleading his innocence. The referee judging that the ball hit his arm.
And I wonder if there's going to be an early change here. It looks like Katic might be getting ready to come in for Carolina.
Yeah, he's getting...
Colin Clarke is obviously very unhappy with his team right now.
Katic getting the kit on, ready for an entrance, it looks like, down in the dugout there, and we've only played 17 minutes. We'll keep a tab on that situation for you as the ball comes in, cleared by Lang. That will go out for a Carolina throw. Looks like there might be an injured player here, and in fact, I think Thompson could be struggling. He's limping quite a bit, and I think that might be the reason for Katic coming into the game here. That's the last we've seen of the number 9. Thompson obviously picked up a knock very early, and there's the first substitution of the match. Jenan Katic coming in to replace Thompson.
Yeah, we're only 18 minutes in, and already Colin Clarke forced to burn one of his subs.
So Katic for Thompson, and that substitution brought to you by The Help, Edmonton's premium men's clothing boutique. Al-Badawi sliding it past to Danso. Nurse now, switch play to Tobin. Neil Laverty taking the ball and trying to force the pass straight through the middle, one back again by FC Edmonton.
Like they're setting up for Van Oekel just to have a big boot down the field. Wasn't sure if they were setting up quick for him to roll out that ball quickly, but no, he's going to have a go.
Correa, the target, beaten in the air, drops down in the midfield for Deleuze. And now Tobin. Danso had to play it all the way back, and some frustration on his part there, looking for somebody to make a move in front of him. It's with Al-Badawi this time, and he's going to chip one over the top of the Eddie's defense, and Van Oekel very quickly onto that one on the edge of the 18-yard box.
And really, if that's what the Carolina RailHawks are going to do, the Eddies are going to take that all day if they're trying to hit long balls in for Nacho Novo to run onto. They need to get the ball into his feet.
Big boot forward by Van Oekel, headed away by Tobin, very dependably, but one back in the midfield. Jones touching the ball to Fordyce. He's tackled from behind by Shipolani, and then a late challenge on Neil Haverty by Richie Jones, which Jones taps him on the back and apologizes for. Fordyce with some space to bring that one out of defense and find Lang. Lang picking out Smith. Smith to the opposite flank and Edward. Patient build-up by the Eddies. Correa on the right flank now. Fordyce in the middle. Support from Jones. Jones first time to Smith. And now Lance Lang. Fordyce making the break towards goal and winning a free kick for FC Edmonton. Dangerous spot this after some sustained possession by FC Edmonton, where they demonstrated some nice patient passing. Referee just making sure Lang knows to wait for the whistle before taking this one.
Yeah, and then Thiago's also standing over the ball. Thiago's taking his fair share of set pieces too, since he's come to the Eddies. He came in between the spring and fall seasons.
And it is De Freitas curling it in towards goal, and it's Chris Nurse with a dominant defensive header in there. De Freitas trying to win it back, but Shipolani will bring this one away for Carolina. Runs into a blue wall and then plays it back for Danso, and now Chris Nurse again won that header from the free kick in the first place. He's got support from Al-Badawi. Midway through the first half, a 1-0 lead for Edmonton over Carolina. The goal from Tomi Amiobi.
Until Thiago arrived in this team, it's pretty well, didn't matter where it was going to be, a set piece was going to be taken by Lance Lang.
Just gives that other option. He curled it in towards the goal, and Lang still got the other side.
I just don't love it when two players stand over the ball, and I've said this before. I just think that I don't think you fool teams that much, and I think a lot of times you're better served by having that other player in the mix, body somewhere, rather than standing over the ball.
De Freitas, who took that free kick, he's won another free kick, this time bundled over in possession. The Brazilian midway inside his own half, and he'll let Watson take this one. De Freitas volleys one forward. Lang will go up in the air, gets a touch on it. Amiobi, very nearly dropped for him, but Tobin plays it back to Fitzgerald.
To that onslaught in the first 15 minutes, the scheme seems to have settled down some. Pace isn't quite as frantic as it was in the first 15 minutes.
Nurse moving in field for Carolina as the sun comes out at Clarke Stadium, turning into a nice day in Alberta's capital. Well-worked passing move from the RailHawks as they attack down the left-hand side. Correa coming back to make the challenge for FC Edmonton. Looks like a corner has been given.
We saw from the last time Footy Danso was a threat, and that's when, as he comes up from the center back position, the center of the box, and that's someone the Eddies got to keep an eye on.
Moses is marking him. Comes the corner, and Danso is the target. Moses does enough against him. Good defensive job there. Ball still not clear. Now it will be, and there's a potential counter-attack here for FC Edmonton. A 2-on-1 breakaway with Lang in possession. He's got Jones outside of him. Lang's going to try and go alone, and he has buried it, finished it beautifully, and Lance Lang continues his outstanding form. That's his 7th of the season, and it's 2-0 for FC Edmonton.
It's a two-on-one break for 2/3 of the field. Once Thiago gets purchase on this, he gets this down, it's gone. This play is just gone, and it's a 2-on-1. There's Lang here taking on the defender and deciding, I'm going to step around, and then perfectly inside the post. I thought as that play was developing, that I thought that Lance Lang should have passed the ball. Sorry, Lance.
He didn't really seem to have that thought in his mind, did he? Jones was free, but when you can finish like that, literally takes a little bit of paint off the post on its way in. Beautifully placed.
I tell you, the Carolina RailHawks must have nightmares with Lance Lang, because it seems every time that they play, Lance Lang has a huge game.
This time cutting in from the right-hand side, so somewhat of a surprise, perhaps, but a counter-attack that began from the edge of their own penalty area. Carolina had everyone committed forward, and Lang just finished it with aplomb. Van Oekel claiming the ball beautifully inside of his penalty box. Pretty strong first 27 minutes for FC Edmonton, a 2-0 lead, and the two leading scorers both on the score sheet. As Amiobi turns Tobin pulling him from behind. Referee waves play on, feeling like Amiobi had the advantage. No complaints from the player, but he perhaps in the end didn't quite make the most of it after that.
Yeah, I think the Eddies felt that he'd been slowed down enough that they wanted the free kick, but Tobin will be grabbing above his eye there. You just wonder if when the play stops, there'd be a card on that after.
FC Edmonton conceding the corner here to Carolina, but with a 2-0 lead, and that FC Edmonton goal is another meal for families at the Ronald McDonald House of Northern Alberta, courtesy of Pasta Pantry.
And Connor Tobin doing a pretty good job there of getting Tony Amiobi in the armbar and making sure he wasn't moving anywhere quickly there. But that's really what Carolina's been reduced to on these Edmonton counterattacks. They've been caught several times.
In comes the corner, deep to the far post, and Amiobi doing a very fine job against Kadic. Fitzgerald a long way out of his goal and trying to switch play to the left flank, but Fordyce winning that header. De Freitas finding space out on the left-hand side. Amiobi still in this position here, and Nurse, though, intercepting that pass towards Lance Lang, and it's a throw-in for the Eddies. Lang's got to take it to find Smith. Smith trying to get the ball back to him. Laverty intercepts that one. It's another throw-in for the Eddies. This time Amiobi the target on his chest. Laverty and Smith doubling up against him, but Amiobi's found a way through there. Nurse now tackling back and winning the ball back for Carolina. Amiobi causing all kinds of problems for Carolina in this match. 2-0 lead for FC Edmonton on the half-hour mark. 15 minutes to half-time as they look to get Lang in the action again. Two number 17s in pursuit of the ball, and it's Chris Nurse that wins it this time. Danso's clearance reaching Kadic, and now Shipolani. Going to try and go around the outside of Smith. Fordyce comes back in support and makes a good block to the cross, and that will be a corner kick for Carolina. 2-0 down.
You're right there, Gareth. Earlier in the game, you talked about that Johan Smith is one of the few guys that can match Shipolani's pace. And his player, Shipolani, in the past has caused FC Edmonton all sorts of problems with that pace down the wing. But we're seeing Johan Smith is giving him a very good one-on-one matchup today.
Danso up at the far post again. He's got some real spring when he gets up, leaps for the headers. He's definitely a danger, but this time, again, just wide and over.
And you just wonder, too, now when Carolina goes for those set pieces, those corners, how much that second goal will play in their minds about set piece getting turned around that quickly and ending up in the back of their own net.
Lance Lang on target again for FC Edmonton. Prior to that, Tomi Amiobi. Those are the two scorers as Lang gets taken late there by Nurse, and the referee reaches for his pocket, and that's an instant yellow card for Chris Nurse, who's going to be walking a bit of a tightrope now with Lang so dangerous and so quick on that left-hand side.
Yeah, and that's always the danger, the intimidation factor of Chris Nurse. Chris Nurse and cards are obviously two things that we've seen that go together pretty well in his NASL career. We all know about that physical intimidation factor that Chris Nurse brings, but you know that Edmonton will be in the official's ear every time now Chris Nurse commits a foul.
Lance Lang drawing that yellow card on Nurse.
Nurse pointing out that Lang is up and walking. The referee pleading his case.
Don't want to get Lang to have a go at Nurse now and try and take him on and perhaps get him in more trouble.
It's hard to be too critical of Chris Nurse in this situation, though. This is not a position that we've regularly seen him put in.
Lang linking up with Smith. Smith now finding Fordyce. Fordyce holding the ball up well. It's Lang now. Moves in field a little bit. Still got possession. He's going to try the other side. Nurse just avoids getting nutmegged by Lang. Experienced pro Chris Nurse, and can't be easy facing Lang in the form he's in at the moment and the confidence he's playing in, but good response from Chris Nurse that time. Has got a run by Rafferty, but it's a poor pass.
There's just no one making a run for him. He tried to thread a through ball, but there was no one going through.
Tobin held up by Correa, finds Nurse on the right wing. Nurse chips one up nicely. It was well weighted pass, but again out of the way by Moses. Novo, edge of the penalty area, hit them from that range, but doesn't quite find his range that time. Ten minutes to halftime, 2-0 cushion for FC Edmonton. Goals from Tomi Amiobi and Lance Lang in the 11th and 26th minute.
Saw there Chris Nurse and T. Shipolani were having quite the exchange on the right wing. Didn't look like it was a pleasant exchange either. Clearly, there's some not happy with the shape.
Another back giveaway. Fordyce finds Correa onto his left foot, and he's placed it beautifully to make it 3-0. It's a dreadful mistake in the Carolina defense, and Correa has his first goal as an FC Edmonton player. It's 3-0.
Yeah, just the gifts keep coming from the Carolina RailHawks. Absolutely terrible defending. And this is going to be a big score if Carolina doesn't fix things fast. Because this is going to be one that hurts on the goal difference side, because right now it's men versus boys out there.
Well, Colin Miller's going to be pretty happy with the performance so far. 3-0 up, Correa's first goal for FC Edmonton. He made the first goal as well, and he's having a pretty good impact since signing for the Eddies. Amiobi's away here on the left-hand side. Good pace to get to that one. He's dragged Danso out from the centre-half position, and it's with Smith, a crossing chance from the left wing. He's put that one in towards the near post, headed away by Tobin. Edward picks up the play. He's got Correa outside of him, fresh from scoring his first goal for the Eddies. Back to Edward. Edward's going to have a go around the outside himself, and has pulled back a great cross. Just evades everybody. Not quite there for Tomi Amiobi. It's with Lance Lang who's picked up the ball. Lang's through pass to Amiobi. Tries to turn Danso, and then just leans on him a little much, and that was good defending by Danso, and it remains 3-0. And that FC Edmonton goal by Correa is another meal for families at the Ronald McDonald House of Northern Alberta, courtesy Pasta Pantry.
But after losing 3-0 on Wednesday in Jacksonville, and coming up all the way here and already being 3-0 down, still a lot of time to go before halftime. Carolina just got to gather themselves.
Well, they have been on the wrong end of a couple of hidings in the past here at Clarke Stadium, and this not looking good for Colin Clarke's team. Hopefully we'll get his reaction at halftime to the first 45 minutes.
The linesman alerted our referee to that foul, Johan Smith on Tisha Pilani. So yeah, the foot's in late. But I have to say that the giveaways that Carolina has been committing in their own third have just been dreadful. They're just basically inviting the Eddies to score on them and to create chances. And some of the passing out by the defenders and the holding midfield has just been really poor.
The Eddies have punished them as well, capitalized on the mistakes, and it's been a strong home performance. Here's Correa again on the right-hand side. Tries to float forward the left-footed cross. Danso gets up in the air, and Fitzgerald will make that claim. Tries to get things moving quickly with his kick out of his hands. One back by Moses to Smith. And Edmonton just on first to every ball, it seems, at the moment, and every second ball. And the 50-50 challenges, they're winning most of them.
Again, Nacho Novo is a great player, but he's not a tall player. And against that FC Edmonton defense, if you're going to put him 1-on-3 and just punt the ball down to him, you're putting a world-class player in a poor situation.
Amiobi, another chance to break inside the penalty area. Tobin, not for the first time, backpedaling, making a last-ditch tackle for Carolina.
And again, that's set up by a brutal giveaway from Al Badawi. Just getting caught in possession and not moving the ball.
And we've seen a few of those this afternoon. Got about 5 minutes to half-time here for Edmonton, leading 3-0 over Carolina. Correa still in possession on that right-hand side. Playing the ball back to Watson. Surprised him a little bit, but Watson gets the clearance up to the edge of the penalty box, and it'll drop for Jones. First time shot by Jones, and wasn't a bad effort on his left side, but just didn't fall for him ideally, and it's gone over the top.
And Jones set up again. Very poor clearing attempt by Connor Tobin there.
Good news for the fans here at Clarke Stadium today, because the Eddies got 3 goals. There's a free personal pizza for everyone with a valid match day ticket from Pizza 73. And you can get them tomorrow at any Pizza 73. So that's a bit of a bonus for the supporters who showed up here for this home match and have seen their team play well so far, and an extra reward for those 3 goals in the first half.
I'll tell you, with Carolina's history here at Clarke Field, Pizza 73 is going to put in a request.
That they be exempt from this fixture.
Yeah, exactly. Or there's more goals.
Yeah, it might need to be a higher standard. Somebody scoring a hat-trick, something like that, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Carolina hoping to perhaps sneak a goal before half-time to give them some encouragement. And here's Katic on the right-hand side, looking to run at Smith. Smith standing firm there, and he just plays the square pass to Novo. Chris Nurse will try a break down the right-hand side. He's beaten De Freitas, and his far post cross is a good one, and Watson scrambling and heading it over the top to concede a corner kick. Some good pressure there from Nurse.
Very positive play from Chris Nurse, and actually a very good cross. He had a couple of white shirts there at the far post. Albert Watson with the critical interception there and heading the ball over the bar.
Very dangerous cross for a defender, and Watson got across and made a very good clearance high over the bar. And it's Watson who's watching Chris Nurse, and that's the matchup in the penalty area from this Shipolane corner. It's gone deep to the far post, and it's going to drop nicely there for the strike, and it's been deflected for another corner kick. Amiobi getting in front of the strike, and Edward too, and in the end, it's another corner.
Looks like that's their best scoring chance of the day. There's the strike. Yeah, it looks like it hits Eddie Edwards' heel.
Made a real flick there with his right foot. Bit of skill, but probably saved a goal for FC Edmonton.
Yeah, Deleuze there with the shot. That's the Carolina's best effort of the half. But you know, when things are going right for you, they're going right. The ball hits the heel like that, and you think it. A lot of times, it's still going to go in.
We'll hear what both coaches think to the first half. Colin Miller, this is pretty much. I think if you told him 3-0 at half-time, he would have been fairly pleased with that. Probably would have snatched your fingers off. I mean, this has been a good half for his team. For Colin Clarke, though, it's probably the opposite of what he wanted to see. Fordyce looking for the overlapping Lance Lang again on the left-hand side. He's kept that ball in play into the middle, and Fordyce again switches play to the right, and Amiobi's got an overlapping run, chips up the cross instead. It might drop for Lang in there, tries to find Fordyce again. Carolina scrambling well, defending well. Smith didn't quite make the pass that Lang was expecting.
No, Lance Lang was getting back. Johan Smith thought he was going to run forward again. Again, another dangerous break by the Eddies, but this time Carolina got numbers back. But at least forced the Eddies to make a couple extra passes to allow you to collect yourselves and get numbers in the box and defend that situation.
Nurse with the header forward. Watson goes up there, gets his head on it, and Van Oekel will claim that one. Carolina forced to make an early substitution. Thompson coming off and being replaced by Katic after picking up an injury. A yellow card for Nurse. As Van Oekel restarts play again. Amiobi the target. Tobin heading that one away. Deft little flick there by Katic, and they're trying to play in Shipolane, and Watson makes a very good interception. And Fordyce will play it back for Smith to clear that ball through the middle. Carolina coming straight back with possession, though. They've given another poor giveaway. It's Lang chasing towards goal. Lang's going to dart into the penalty area. He's trying to go around the outside of Danso. In the end, Danso just doing enough to get in his way and force him wide.
Yeah, Deleuze there apologizing after a giveaway. But again, Lance Lang had a great look. Lazy pass. We've seen a lot of them with the Carolina RailHawks in this first half.
Into the 1 minute of stoppage time we're going to get for the first half as Jones makes a sliding tackle on Deleuze, who keeps going though, and now Shipolane deciding to move play out to the left. the claim, but that's a goal kick anyway for FC Edmonton.
Yeah, he's now no rush. I think they'll be happy to see here the halftime whistle. It's gone about as well for FC Edmonton as it could have.
Leading 3-0. Goals from Amiobi, Lang, and Dustin Correa's first for the club. And that is half-time, and a pretty good half for FC Edmonton, to say the least. 3-0 up against Carolina. Amiobi getting it going. There he is as he walks off. Pretty good 45 minutes work for him. Lance Lang adding, doubling the lead to make it 2. And then Dustin Correa with the third. 10 minutes from half-time. We'll hear from both coaches on the side of the pitch as the Eddies walk into the dugout to refresh themselves and hear about the tactics for the second half with a 3-0 advantage. Let's hear from the Carolina coach, Colin Clarke.
Coach, maybe just analysis of what you saw in that first 45 minutes.
Just giving the ball up and then scoring goals. You know, not good enough.
Is there anything you can do at halftime to switch things up some? I know you've already used one sub.
Yeah, we've created chances, haven't taken them. You know, like I say, we've given the ball up 3 times to them. They've had 4 chances and taken 3. We've had 3 chances, haven't taken any. And, you know, we need to take our chances. We just need to keep being positive. You know, next goal. Can we get 1? Then can we get 2? Can we get 3? You know.
Is it a case of just trying now to win that second half, like you said, just getting that first goal?
Yeah, without a doubt. You know, still feel we can get something from the game if we can get the first goal. We've had our chances, now we've got to take one.
All right, thank you.
Colin Clarke not very pleased with his team giving up the ball, and not surprising, really. But pretty honest about the fact that what he feels is if really they could just focus on trying to restore some pride at the moment for Carolina. Maybe get 1 goal to begin from that and build in the second half, because on the wrong end of a 3-0 scoreline at half-time against FC Edmonton. Let's hear from Coach Colin Miller. Colin, what stood out for you about the way your team played in the first half?
Believe it or not, Gareth, I'm actually disappointed in how we've played in certain aspects of it. I want more. I'm telling you, I want more. If we're going to be at the top level of the NASL, we have to be better than this in possession. Our quality in possession has been poor. Sure, we've scored 3 goals. I'm a happy guy, no doubt about that. But we have to want more from each other. We have to demand more from each other. There's aspects in that first half. If we're playing against a team that's on top of their game, we'll get punished there, and I'm not happy with that. So if I'm going to accept that, then I'm not doing my job properly. So I want us to be absolutely ruthless here, because that's what it's like at this level of football and higher. If we're going to accept this, and I'm not going to accept it at half-time, we have to be better. We have to be better in possession, quicker, far slower. We started like pensioners here. It was terrible, absolutely terrible. I'm not happy at all with how we started. And yes, we've scored 3 very good goals. I'm delighted that we've scored those goals. We'll spread the goals out again. But there's aspects there that play in the first half that let me down, and the players will know about it at half-time. This game, I want more. I want far more than this.
Thanks, Colin.
Thank you.
That's Colin Miller and Colin Clarke, both coaches joining us at half-time. A 3-0 lead at half-time for FC Edmonton. Well, the Edmonton fans enjoying that first 45 minutes from their team. 3-0 at half-time. FC Edmonton with goals from Amiobi, Lang, and Correa. A very strong position at half-time. Welcome to our half-time show presented by Oodle Noodle. And let's take a look at those half-time highlights brought to you by Medical Imaging Consultants, the official supply partner for FC Edmonton for diagnostic imaging services.
Starts off here. Correa threads the ball through for Tomi Amiobi, who finishes. A wonderful ball from Correa after a giveaway from Wells Thompson. And here we see the Eddies on the break. Thiago getting the ball from Kareem Moses, and Carolina only having one man back. It's a true 2-on-1 for half the field. Lance Lang then steps, takes it himself, and puts it right in the corner. Doesn't stop. Dustin Correa, same thing. Steps inside the defender. His left foot finishes.
Nicely placed side netting, and that's how we are at half-time. Colin Miller still demanding more from his team in the second half, and we'll see how that all happens coming up next. All set for the second half at Clarke Stadium. FC Edmonton with a 3-0 lead at halftime. Beautiful day in Alberta's capital, and we're underway in the second half of the match. Eddies versus Carolina, and both coaches with some harsh words for their players in the dugout at halftime. Correa getting his first touch of the second half, already on the score sheet today. Nice 1-2, and then just chipping it over the top, looking for Amiobi. That one's going to drift through for Fitzgerald. Chris Nurse on the far side of the field.
It was mentioned to me too, thanks to Neil Morris, North Carolina, that Capono Lowe's injury also plays a role in Nurse. It's not just Wes Knight's retirement, even though that also is part of the factor, that they've had to shuffle around the fullbacks a little bit. And Chris Nurse has been in that battle with Lance Lang, and honestly, Lance Lang's been getting the better of it.
Capono Lowe, very dependable defender that we've seen play quite a bit in Edmonton over the years. Free kick here for Carolina. Novo winning that one. And their goal here, as Colin Clarke said, their coach, maybe to sneak a quick goal after halftime, make Edmonton feel a little bit uncertain, and build from there.
Where Colin Miller's talking about ruthlessness. He doesn't want this to, he wants this to keep going and more goals to come in.
Blake Wagner standing over the ball here. Van Oekel in goal for FC Edmonton. It's gone towards the penalty area. It was very low and an easy clearance for Watson. FC Edmonton making a bit of a mess of it, though, as are Carolina there. Everyone making mistakes on the edge of the area, but De Freitas does get the ball clear, and he gets taken down late, and there's a free kick for the Eddies.
It's one thing I've heard Colin Miller talk about a few times in his tenure as coach, was this ruthlessness. As we see here, the foul call. But talks about how good teams, once they sense that an opponent is down, they just don't stop. He really pointed at the Germans at the World Cup, and we saw what they did to Brazil in that semifinal, but said that they have that ability to understand where someone's weak, and then they don't let up.
Let's see if the Eddies can match Colin Miller's expectations in this second half. It's with Edward now. Finds Correa. Correa. A couple of men marking him there, clipping away at him, and he has a free kick for FC Edmonton. He's going to take it quickly, releases Edward for the run on the right wing. And goes the cross to the penalty area, and Amiobi lurking, and Tobin chose the safest way and just put that ball out for a corner.
Well, that was inches away from an own goal there. I don't think Tobin had much choice. Tomi Amiobi was cruising in behind him for what could have been a tap-in. I think Tobin had to do what he had to do, but boy, was that close to an own goal. That went just on the other side of the post.
Lance Lang's corner. It's beautifully flighted. Amiobi was the target, but Danso just got a glancing header on it and puts it out to the far side for a throw-in.
Just grazed it with his head to throw off the direction just a little bit. But you're right. Amiobi was squared there. He's ready to meet that ball.
Ball still on the edge of the Carolina penalty area, and the Eddies back in possession with Lang. Away again on the left-hand side. There's the cutback and the strike towards goal by Fordyce, and Fitzgerald goes down to make the save.
The Eddies just keep coming there. Another great chance. Again, set up by Lance Lang, who's having another MVP-type performance today. I know it's still a little bit early to talk about that in this league, and there's other worthy candidates, but his name will be there at the end of the year.
Already on the score sheet today, his 7th of the year, the joint top scorer for the Eddies. Watson making a good recovery against Novo at the other end, and Korea, though, caught at possession there, and Danso has it back. Danso playing the ball forward, away by Eddie Edward with the header. Al-Badawi, edge of the box, has won it back. Smith gets the clearance this time, and Jones getting a nice touch on the ball. Lang making the break forward, sliding it through for Richie Jones. Jones with a great chance here, trying to chip it over Fitzgerald, who makes the save, beats it away. Danger not gone. Ball in by Jones to the edge of the box again. Lance Lang on the left, cuts onto his right foot and drives one too high this time, out of play, and it's a goal kick.
But there's another break, another counterattack by the Eddies that RailHawks don't react well to. Fitzgerald gets off the line, gets enough there, but boy, has he been left alone on an island several times by his team today.
Richie Jones, great chance to make it 4 there. Looked to lift it over Fitzgerald, but he was equal to the task. Very good save, and he's made 2 one-on-one saves in this match today. One from Lang, and now from Richie Jones. De Freitas, good bit of skill as he gets the ball out of his feet and picks out Fordyce. Fordyce finding Edward. Edward will just lay that one off for Watson. Watson has Moses in support, and they've managed to switch it all the way to the left-hand side. Smith turns on the pace here, hands it off for Lang. Lang to the edge of the penalty area. Smith has it back again. FC Edmonton dominating possession in this spell of the match. De Freitas finding Jones. Jones forward to Fordyce. Now Korea making the run. Korea trying to thread that one through for Amiobi, and that one is intercepted by Carolina. Still 3-0 FC Edmonton. Bad giveaway there from Neil Laverty, of all people. Korea slipping it through for Lang. Lang with a chance here, and it's saved again. Another one-on-one stop by Fitzgerald. And another poor giveaway.
Yeah, it's just to take a number if you're the Carolina RailHawks. There's just been giveaway after giveaway after giveaway. That time Neil Laverty and Fitzgerald has come up with 3 huge saves early in this half. This score could really be getting out of hand.
Eddie Edward being hauled down from behind by Al-Badawi as he takes the ball away and tries to bring it out of defense. Free kick for the Eddies.
You know, you could argue, and here we see the tackle there, Al-Badawi on Edward, but you could argue, Gareth, that even with the score being what it is, that Fitzgerald has been Carolina's best player.
Might be tested again here. Cross from the left-hand side. Amiobi, the target, gets the head down. And Danso tries to get the ball clear. It's going to drop for Eddie Edward. Now Daryl Fordyce, he's picked out Amiobi, a run on the right-hand side. Support from Korea and from Edward as well. Here comes the cross to the far post, and Fordyce just couldn't quite direct his header towards goal, but it's going to be a throw-in for Edmonton, and Lang plays it back to Smith. Smith back for Lang, winds up for the early cross. That's headed away by Carolina, and then by Laverty up the line. It'll be a throw-in for the RailHawks. Smith just making a slight error in judgment there, but recovering well. Passing back to Van Oekel. clears that ball into the stand.
But you see, there's a difference there between the two teams. Smith gets caught in the bobble, but he makes the right play. Doesn't try to force anything that's not there. Once he realizes I've not got control. And then Van Oekel just clears the ball on the touch. You can't get hurt over there. Give Carolina a throw in and halfway up the field, and you're in okay shape.
Novo trying to turn, but Watson has done a good job on him this afternoon, and it's with Lang. Lang just pushes it infield into the middle for Jones. Jones hit the woodwork and had a one-on-one save. It's now Fordyce. Correa outside of him. Onto his left foot, cuts it back to De Freitas. De Freitas edge of the penalty area, strikes one that's deflected wide. It's going to be another corner for Edmonton.
Another good scoring chance, though, for the Eddies, and they're just mounting. This time he turns Neil Halavity. Thiago does. Ball deflects off Danso. You don't know which direction it's going to go in. Luckily for the RailHawks, it floats wide, but another set-piece opportunity for the Eddies.
Lance Lang's corner. A drop in there for Moses, and he strike towards goal. Saved in the end by Fitzgerald, who does another excellent job to keep his team in this game.
I think that was actually Amiobi on the ground who hit that shot. Ball came to him while I was laying on the ground. He had the presence of mind, realizing that thing's coming to me. I'm going to have a whack at it. And that's a player who's in form, who's confident. That's what reads that play, even though he's on flat in his back.
Amiobi almost getting his second of the match there, but saved again by Fitzgerald, who's had a really good game for Carolina. Some great play on the right wing there by Shipolani. His cross, though, not as precise as he perhaps would have hoped, and out it goes for a throw.
Well, I really don't think Akira Fitzgerald could have done a lot on the 3 goals that the Eddies have scored, but he just in this 11 minutes here into the second half, he's made 4 excellent saves. Point-blank chances, too, that we're talking about, where he hasn't got a lot of help from his defenders. Players in alone on him, players from 5-6 yards out with chances, and he's done very, very well.
Another wave forward here by FC Edmonton. Lang's pass over the top, looking for Amiobi. It's overhit. It'll be a goal kick for Fitzgerald. Pass out of defense by Fitzgerald on the chest of Nurse. Lang backtracking to try and block his route forward.
And honestly, the things that Carolina would have tried to address at halftime, the issues that we saw in the first half, they really haven't gotten any better here in the second half. They're still giving the ball away really easily in their own end. They're still having problems dealing with the Eddies' counter-attacking speed. They're having a problem picking up.
Bad break forward by Carolina that time. Wagner's ball looking for Novo. It's going to be a corner they've scrambled for themselves here.
Again, too, they have to chase a game where they played on Wednesday and then had a very long trip.
It's going to be easy for Van Oekel. Cross from the left. Easy for him to catch. Not under any pressure. Rolls it out for Daryl Fordyce. Fordyce is looking for a chip pass over the top, looking for Amiobi to get in behind Danso. Danso well aware of the danger and recovering nicely to snuff out that chance for Tomi Amiobi. The other end, Moses takes it on the chest in accomplished fashion. It's with Richie Jones. Jones beaten to the ball by Al-Badawi. Tries to begin an attack for Carolina. Advantage played there, a foul given against the Eddies, and now there's offside, so it's going to be a free kick. The referee will give Moses a yellow card for that tackle that he allowed the advantage to happen, but now Carolina will get the free kick because they were caught offside.
Late challenge there for Moses. Really, no issue there with the card. I think the referee said that I already played the advantage, so that offside, Edmonton's getting the ball.
Yeah, good point.
He said, though, you guys have
Number 12, Kareem Moses of FC Edmonton has received a caution.
The official is saying that Carolina.
In the 59th minute.
And that's very tight in the offside. Very, very tight. So that's another dagger, too, that Carolina doesn't get the advantage. Really. Off a yellow card foul, you could argue that they might not have been offside on that.
Throw in for Edmonton on this right wing. Tough day's work for Colin Tobin so far. His team, he's captain off, 3-0 down. Trying to get that one in behind the fullback and looking for Shipalani, but headed away by Smith and away into touch from Moses. Just past the hour mark in this match with the Eddies 3-0 up. Amiobi, Lang and Correa, the goal scorers. Shipalani taking the ball away from Jones and putting the cross in. Watson doesn't get any clearance on it, but Van Oekel just picks it up inside the penalty box.
But luckily, the ball sort of went through Albert Watson, and the way he fell cut off any Carolina players who could have got to the ball and allowed Matt Van Oekel to gather it. It wasn't pretty, but it worked out.
Fordyce and Correa perhaps wanting one pass too many there, and De Freitas gets his foot on the ball and picks out Watson. Now it's Moses reaching for it a little bit and then gets tripped. It'll be a free kick for the Eddies. Turned out to be a nice day in Edmonton. A few clouds this morning, but most of them blown over. Around about 60 Fahrenheit. 15 degrees. Jones tackled by Tobin, who's very committed to that ball. On the left-hand side. Deleuze giving the ball back to him. He's tackled by Correa. It's a Carolina throw. Feeling for handball against Novo. It's not given, and Wagner's forward pass is just going to drift out of play. It will be a goal kick for the Eddies. Amiobi and Tobin jostling for it, drops on the chest of Jones. Outside of him is Correa on the right. Back to Jones, is behind him though, and Al-Badawi just bring this one to halfway. It's a good break, good powerful running. Katic out to his right. Laverty making an overlapping run. Chris Nurse's pass forward, intercepted. It'll be a throw-in for Carolina.
See there, though, Carolina tried to get the break on, but Edmonton had everyone on their horse getting back, and that's something that we haven't seen the Carolina RailHawks do when Edmonton's broken on them. And in the end, you can see that Carolina didn't really see there was a way through. He had to play the ball backwards.
Tobin's forward pass is a good one, controlled well by Novo. Edward making a very fine interception, picking out Fordyce, who's giving it away, tried to thread it back to Edward. It's with Al-Badawi. Smith, the favorite to get to that ball, and his clearance deflected out for a Eddie's goal kick.
Colin Clarke was talking about getting the next goal at halftime.
Fans, please be advised that all liquor sales will close in the 75th minute.
Now we're 20 minutes in, and he hasn't got it. So with each second that goes by, any chance that rally is lesser and lesser.
Freitas winning the header against Al-Badawi. Referee feeling like there was a push in there. Free kick to Carolina. Smith just caught in possession on the edge of the penalty area. Novo with the ball here. Fordyce charging that ball down, but the referee judging he may have used his hands there. They were flailing around as he got in front of the possession.
Yeah, arms in an unnatural position that time. I really have no quarrel with that that decision by the referee. Gerald Fordyce's arms were up. The ball, I think, struck him on the elbow. Neil Halavity, we see him score a couple as an FC Edmonton player from positions like this.
Shipalani walking away from the ball, so just Halavity. He's gone for the top corner. Van Oekel very well positioned to make the save. Begins another Eddie's attack. He throws that ball out to Lang. Lang's got Amiobi streaking into the penalty area. Lang's beaten Nurse, all ends up. Gets to the goal line. Here's the cross to the far post. Up goes Amiobi with the header. Might drop in there for Jones. And he's blazed it over the top.
Again, the Eddie's counter-attack, just too much for the RailHawks that time. See Amiobi cushioning that header. Actually, he's trying to get that on goal, but ends up setting up Richie Jones. But Lance Lang there, breaking Chris Nurse's ankles that time.
Tobin playing on forward. Watson will just allow that to run into Van Oekel, who began that last attack with the throw to the left-hand side where he picked out Lang. Good quick thinking by the Eddie's keeper, and his distribution from the back. Excellent today. Fordyce threading on in behind Nurse. Lang's going to get there and just keep going. In comes the cross. It's beaten everyone except Correa, and Correa's touch lets him down terribly. Could have been 4 or 5 already, but Coach Colin Miller up applauding there on the touchline.
I'm sure he likes the pace that the Eddies are keeping up, but that time Dustin Correa with a very heavy touch. Ball that was presented to him, but again, another run by Lance Lang. And
good work by De Freitas, riding a couple of challenges and then keeping possession. Moses chipping that one over the top of the strikers, and it's with Fordyce. Correa infield towards Amiobi, not the best pass. Tobin intercepting it and finding Novo. Novo playing it through Moses, robbing him of possession, but it's now with Halavity. Al-Badawi on his right foot, cross to the far post. Johan Smith heading it away. It drops to Lance Lang. Lang just a couple of steps to give him some breathing room. This time Nurse steals the ball from him. makes a good break forward, but the flag is up as he makes the pass forward. Free kick for FC Edmonton.
A little bit too cocky from Lance Lang that time. I think he tried to nutmeg Chris Nurse, and Nurse had nothing of it that time. That time, Chris Nurse won the battle.
Substitution for the Carolina RailHawks.
coming
number
off.
10, Nacho Novo out. Now entering the match, number 7, Simone Bracalello.
So Novo off, Bracalello on this substitution, brought to you by The Helm, Edmonton's premium men's clothing boutique. Good break forward here by Jones to the edge of the penalty box, and then Al-Badawi trips him and ends up in the referee's notebook. Yellow card for that trip.
Is this going to be Thiago or Lance Lang standing over this free kick? Daryl Fordyce is there as well.
Number 5, Nazmi Al-Badawi of the Carolina RailHawks has received a caution in the 70th minute.
Lang and Fordyce standing over this one. Free kick, goal to our right. Lang curls it up. Drops to Jones in the penalty area, still going. Great save by Fitzgerald, away to his right to deny Richie Jones. Danger isn't gone though. Lang putting the cross back into the danger zone. Watson heading towards goal, and he's penalized. Free kick given to Carolina.
That might be Fitzgerald's best save so far. He is airborne, leaping to his right on this. Fantastic save. Again, he's been the best RailHawk today. Because without him, it could be 7. It could be 6, it could be 7. And we're not exaggerating. There have been golden scoring chances that he has thwarted. And the 3 he really could have done nothing about, the ones that the Eddies have put in the net. That's how lopsided this game has been.
Denied Richie Jones several times as well. On another day, Jones could have had a couple of goals. He's also hit the woodwork. And on that occasion, Fitzgerald denying him with an excellent diving save to his right.
And honestly, if the score was 5 or 6-0 based on the run of play, Carolina could have no arguments. It's been that one-sided in terms of chances created, in terms of dangerous play. And Fitzgerald has been fantastic in the second half because the goals could have come more.
He played 72 minutes. It remains 3-0. Carolina trying to get something going here with Deleuze. Some good passing and triangles there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to enter the
cross to the far post. There's danger in there.
Now, because FC Edmonton has already scored
misses the
3
target.
goals.
That's possibly
if they score
Carolina's
another
best
goal
chance.
between 73-0
Yeah, it's been their best chance in this half so far.
73-59, all
Good cross
fans
threaded through.
with a valid match ticket will have those free 9-inch pizzas upgraded to a 14-inch cheese or pepperoni pizza, courtesy of Pizza 73. So let's make some noise for your Eddies.
There's the chance. Just it's a difficult one to get on goal from that angle, from that far post run.
Substitution here for FC Edmonton. And we are going to see Saini Niassi, and he's going to replace Lance Lang. On the score sheet again today, another very fine performance. And he leaves the field with his team 3-0 up. He's going to be replaced by Niassi, and this substitution
FC Edmonton
is brought to you by The Helm.
Lance Lang out.
This is about protecting Lance Lang for the next game.
14, Saini Niassi.
Niassi had some ankle problems, but seems to be back in good shape now.
Yeah, and you're seeing Dustin Correa switches now. He's a left-footed player, so he goes onto the left wing. And Niassi goes out to the right.
Test for Kareem Moses heading away there from the danger zone. Shepalani making the break towards goal and wins a free kick for his team. With a good shooting distance here, this could be a test of Matt Van Oekel. Jones just taking him
All right,
down
fans,
from
while
behind.
FC Edmonton didn't score in the Pizza 73 minute, your match ticket, valid match ticket from today, is still redeemable for a free 9-inch cheese or pepperoni pizza at Pizza 73 all day tomorrow. That's Monday, August 16th, at participating locations in and around Edmonton.
Bracalello wearing the number 7. He's just come into the match. This could be his first touch. It's a free kick. And he's drilled it straight into the FC Edmonton wall. Tobin's attempted cross charged down by Daryl Fordyce. Bracalello winning the ball back for Carolina.
Fans, please be advised that all liquor sales are now closed.
Winning a throw-in on the far side of the field.
All right, fans, time now. The on-site placement raffle ticket winner is ticket number 642049.
Could be a possible breakaway chance here with Niassi. Sprinting away on the right flank. Tobin coming across to try and cover him. Niassi goes around the outside and then shoots across the face of goal. Dangerous effort. And the referee saying that Fitzgerald may have got a fingertip on that one and made another save because he's given a corner kick.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that deflects off the defender or off Fitzgerald here. We're going to have a look. I don't think Fitzgerald gets anything on it. I think he's saying it's off the defender.
Fresh pair of legs, though. Niassi, a different challenge for the Carolina defense. Some good pace he showed there and very direct with the shot towards goal, winning a corner for his team. So many chances for FC Edmonton in the second half already. Fordyce taking this corner.
Come on!
Good claim by Fitzgerald, also getting the benefit of the doubt from the referee with that challenge by Kareem Moses.
Alan Zeeby's getting ready to come into the game.
Oh, that's your cheerleader training, right? Chair.
Number 13, Connor Jones, the Clarke RailHawks, has received a caution in the 77 minutes.
Zeeby, one of the many young players coming through the youth system at FC Edmonton, another one of the local players who's caught the eye when he's played, done very well. Plays in either full-back position. Edward there going down under a challenge from Neil Laverty, his ex-teammate. And it's a free kick to the Eddies. And here is the substitution. Zeeby's going to come on in place of Johan Smith. Another solid effort by Smith, playing left back today. This substitution brought to you by The Help, Edmonton's premium men's clothing boutique there on a Jasper Ave 104.
Substitution for FC Edmonton, number 24, Johan Smith, out. Now entering the match, number 2.
Zeeby wearing 2 and playing left back today. And his brother recently signing for the club as well. Ball forward by Edward. Amiobi tries to just cushion the header for Fordyce, but it was a difficult one. And Bracalello making the break forward for Carolina. That should be a routine clearance for Moses, who takes the ball up the line in the end. he's continued his run. If Fordyce can pick him out, Fordyce does try and bend that pass around the fullback, but it's defended well by Carolina. Haverty chipping one up towards Katic, headed away by Edward. A little drop for Correa. Play this one back to Matt Van Oekel. Just has to adjust to get that on his left boot. Still gets it to halfway. About 10 minutes left at Clarke Stadium, 3-0 to Edmonton. Defensive play by Edward, just letting that cross drift into touch. Be another goal kick for FC Edmonton. The goal to our left there, Matt Van Oekel. His team with a 3-0 advantage. Should FC Edmonton go on to claim all 3 points, that would do them the world of good in the standings as well.
See them pick up in the fall standings too on Ottawa. Ottawa finally losing a game yesterday.
Zeeby's done well on the left-hand side there to win the ball back for FC Edmonton, and then a free kick, which they won't be in any rush to take. Just to take the sting out of the game a little bit here into the last 9 minutes of play. DeFreitas. Now Jones. Fordyce finding Amiobi, back to Jones. Fordyce again trying to delicately lift one with the outside of the boot over the top, looking for Zeeby, claimed by Fitzgerald for Carolina.
I think Frank Johnke's being prepared as Edmonton's final sub of the game.
Chance for Carolina here, getting in behind the defense on the right-hand side, but the cross not the best. That's going to be a goal kick, and perhaps time here for the substitution for FC Edmonton. It's going to be a straight swap. Tomi Amiobi, who got things going in the 11th minute, his 7th goal of the season, in terrific form, and he's getting a good ovation by the crowd at FC Edmonton. He's going to be replaced by Frank Jonke. And this substitution brought to you by The Helm, Edmonton's premium men's clothing boutique.
Now entering the match, number 13, Frank Jonke.
Another good game by Tomi Amiobi.
Yeah, another solid effort. Does not just scoring goals, but holding up the ball, occupying defenders. And honestly, the thing that I was most impressed that he did today was that laying on his back shot on goal that forced Fitzgerald into a great save. Again, another outstanding performance, I think, from Edmonton's center forward. And I just think that when he's healthy, he just brings such an added dimension to this team.
Miesi on the right-hand side for the Eddies. Wagner doing a good job defensively against him, winning the ball back for Carolina.
And his goal was just a well-taken goal. Placed it perfectly. Doesn't panic.
Amiobi's got the ball back for the Eddies here. In comes the cross. Fitzgerald will leave that one. It's going to be with Correa. Correa on the left-hand side now. Not thinking about the cross. Instead, maybe just killing a few seconds here. Zeeby, though, charging forward with the ball. Back to Korea. Now Fordyce. Switching play to Eddie Edward. Edward going back all the way to Van Oekel. Space on the left-hand side, and Moses is in it. Fordyce playing another pass back to the goalkeeper. Van Oekel's hit one long, looking for Niassi. Wagner beating him in the air. Might drop for Watson or Fordyce here. And he's played a long pass up the right-hand side, and Jonke's on the end of it. For FC Edmonton, Jonke done well to push that ball down the line for Niassi. Here comes the cutback, and Jones gets his head on the ball and wasn't too far away. And in the end, it's gone over again. It remains 3-0. Into the last 5 minutes at Clarke Stadium. The home team 3-0 up against Carolina.
Carolina, with the standings being so tight, and you think, could goal difference be something that matters at the end? And Carolina might look at this road trip they've been on, these 2 games, and 0 goals for, 6 against. That's a big swing in that column as well.
Beaten 3-0 by Jacksonville. 3-0 down here, and it could have been much worse in Edmonton. Oekel's clearance there, not even Niassi can catch that. Throw in for Carolina. Tobin's clearance, not really to anybody in particular. Zeeby's got possession, finds his captain, plays it back to the goalkeeper, Van Oekel. Edward with a push on Deleuze. Free kick for Carolina here. Wagner left-footed, playing it up towards Katic, headed away by Watson. De Freitas, nice little flick on towards Jones. Jones taken out from behind by Shipolani. Good awareness from T. Shipolani there. To the edge of the area. Zeeby making a really strong interception and then carrying the ball forward to halfway with nice composure. Finding Korea. Korea slowing things down a little bit, picking out Jones. Jones all along the deck to Niassi on the right wing, right on the touchline. The field for Fordyce. There's a bit of space for him to run into. Fordyce into the penalty area here, and then just loses his balance. And the left foot shot going wide. Two minutes to go. Danso just boots it up the field. And Watson headed that he tried to cushion down for Van Oekel, but didn't quite get the cushion to it. And it's gone behind for a corner for Carolina.
Bit of miscommunication there. Gives Carolina a gift of a set piece there.
Bracalello's going to take this one from the right wing. Far post headed away by Jonke, a big body back there. It's Al-Badawi's going to try a shot and looks to bend it. And Van Oekel watched that one very closely all the way. Knew exactly where his goalpost was and knew that it was going to go the wrong side of it. for a goal kick.
Yeah, and this is a little bit, though, of a lesson. I know that Colin Miller talked about that ruthlessness at halftime. And there was a little mistake there that gave Carolina a corner kick out of a situation they should never have had a corner kick out of. And those are the little things you point out. Yeah, you're leading 3-0. The game's well in hand, but the details have always got to be tight.
Jonke's the target from this goal kick. He's beaten in the air by Danso. Fordyce getting it back. Here he is now. Looked like he might have been pushed, but he kept going and he's played a pass into the corner looking for Niasi. Just overhit that one, and it's a goal kick.
Niasi's pretty quick, but not that quick.
Last 30 seconds of normal time. Just going through the motions at this point. This is looking like a home victory for FC Edmonton, a 3-0 advantage over Carolina as we move into stoppage time. Cipollani from the right. Watson deciding to concede another corner kick. And we've played 90 minutes and we're going to have 3 minutes of time added on for stoppages at Clarke Stadium. Cipollani's corner doesn't clear the first defender, but it's still created a chance for Tobin, and it's another corner from that right wing.
The referee saying I think he took a deflection there, either off Alan Zeeby or Albert Watson.
Cipollani again towards the near post, headed away by Watson. Now on one back and a great chance of a breakthrough here. And Jonke makes a lovely pass to Niasi, who steps on the ball, clean through on goal.
And Niasi was going to be in alone. That would have been him against the keeper.
Jonke's pass was a good one, straight into his path as he hardly had to break a stride.
And actually, Niasi's not got up. I think he actually hurt himself when he stepped on the ball that time. So going back now to have a look at him. Just trips, and I think he jams his ankle there as he lands awkwardly after stepping on the ball.
Well, play stopped. Colin Miller looking from the sidelines as Niasi gets treatment on the field there. And has that flared up the injury that he's just been coming back from? He certainly looks in some discomfort there. It was a great chance.
Well, he was gone. It was a good ball from Frank Jonke. There's nothing wrong with the pass. He just stepped on the ball.
Next Sunday, FC Edmonton in action again here at Clarke Stadium against the Fort Lauderdale Strikers. 2 p.m. kickoff. And you can get tickets at fcedmonton.com. That might be the end for Niasi in this match. He's walking off to the far side of the field, indicating that he can't really carry on here. There'll be stoppages added to the 3 minutes of stoppages now at Clarke Stadium for that injury to Niasi. Another corner for Carolina, free header for Katic, and straight at Van Oekel, but again, not the kind of defending that Colin Miller would want to see.
And now the Eddies playing with 10 men. They're just going to try to kill the clock out here. Run it down. Not really trying to break or anything.
Fordyce to Korea. Very happy to play in their own half at the moment, FC Edmonton. Now Fordyce playing it up to Jones. Well taken on the chest, but his pass lets him down. Throw into Carolina. go for Carolina over to Shipolani. Tormented FC Edmonton over the years, but not as much today. This team 3-0 down. And we are deep into stoppage time at this moment. Referee has the whistle in his mouth. And that's it. All 3 points for FC Edmonton today. Goals from Tomi Amiobi, Lance Lang, and Dustin Correa. A 3-0 victory at home to Carolina, who got caught making mistakes in the first half and just couldn't recover.
And really, there was mistakes in the second half as well, but their goalkeeper really helped this score not really get that badly out of hand. 3-0 is a heavy loss, but it could have been a lot worse. Really could have been.
Akira Fitzgerald with several excellent saves.
You know, I'd argue that Fitzgerald could almost be team of the week for some of the saves that he made in this game, because really it was a tilted field all game long.
Stay with us for our post-game show. The Eddies victorious 3-0 at home against Carolina today in Edmonton. Welcome back to Clarke Stadium. FC Edmonton's players and fans celebrating after a 3-0 victory over Carolina. Welcome to our post-game show, brought to you by Matakana Scaffolding. Lots of things to reflect on today. A 3-0 victory for FC Edmonton. 3 welcome points as they continue a strong start to the full season. Let's hear the analysis from the Eddies coach, Colin Miller, joining us at pitchside. Colin, you were looking for that ruthless streak you were asking for from your players in the second half. How did you feel they did?
I thought from a defensive point of view it was far better, Gareth, and I'm pleased with that. You know, I was disappointed at times. You know, when we're on top, if we're careless defensively, we'll get punished. And I thought today the second half was far more professional. The balance and the shape of the team was good. You know, at 3-0, it's, you know, we can only throw the game away at that point. So that's why I was so critical at half-time, is that I'm not prepared to allow games to slip out of our grasp. We had it in control. I wasn't, you know, we had some terrific attacking play in the first half. Don't get me wrong. But from a defensive point of view, we have to be far better. And I thought the second half was a far more professional performance. The guys did very well, and I'm really pleased. I'm delighted. We've won 3-0 at home. We haven't given any goals away. We're another 3 points to good. So of course I'm very happy.
And how are you feeling, Colin, about the way your team's playing, the way you are in the league standings? Another key 3 points for you today.
Sure, I thought we played very well last week against Minnesota. I thought it was a great advertisement for the NASL, to be honest with you, Gareth. Where we are in the league, you know, we'll take it one game at a time. You know, our goal is to make the playoffs, and you know, if we continue to look after our own house, I think we'll be fine. But there's still a long way to go. 11 games yet, 11 cup finals, as I've said to the players, but we'll take one game at a time. And if we do that and we're professional about it, we've got as good a chance as anybody to make the playoffs. So I'm very happy with the squad. We're getting injuries back, and you know, touch wood, we don't run into any more of those sort of situations. Good to get Alan Zabi back in, the young Canadian boy who's done very well for us. It was good to get him the last 10-15 minutes. So very, very pleased with today's work.
Great, thanks, Colin.
Thank you.
Colin Miller, very pleased, as you might expect. A 3-0 win. There's Eddie Edwards signing autographs, as are many of the players. And always a good atmosphere at Clarke Stadium, with players very close to the supporters and the action. And there's the captain, Albert Watson, sharing some stories with some fans who've showed up today for this 3-0 victory, and a good one too, and putting FC Edmonton in a strong position in the standings. Moses there, signing some autographs, and I'm sure Dustin Correa will be doing the same thing. He's the man of the match, brought to you by The Helm, and we're going to hear from him pitchside now too.
All right, well, congratulations, Dustin, on your first league goal and first goal for the Eddies. Take us through it.
No, I'm very happy, you know, to have been able to score and help the team in every possible way. It was a good ball by Darryl, you know, through the center of the six, and I was able to you know, just shoot it in, and my first goal, and hopefully it's more than just one.
You also set up Tomi Amiobi's opener as well.
Yeah. I kept telling him through training, couple of days back to make that run. And if I'm coming through the middle, he should make that run because you know I like to play that through ball. So he did it, and you know, some occasions also happened with Lange out in the second half, and you know, unfortunate he couldn't bury that, but you know, it's part of the game, and hopefully continues this good form.
Yeah, we're about to have a look at your goal here, but as well, just talk about how important it was. You got them under pressure right off the bat in this game.
Yeah, I mean, it was something that we came out, you know, we talked throughout the week that we needed to not lose at home, get all the points, all 3 points possible when we're home. You know, it's different when you go away. You know, it's a little bit tougher. Opponents, you know, they have the field advantage. So, you know, we talked the whole squad, and we sat down and we said that we needed to step the game up more. And at home, it was our 3 points, nobody else's.
All right, thanks a lot. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Dustin Correa with his first goal for the club. In amongst the goals, along with that man, Tomi Ameobi and Matt Van Oekel, a clean sheet today. And the man of the match, Dustin Correa, brought to you by the helm. Now, the full-time highlights, brought to you by Oodle Noodle. Well, it began early. There's Ameobi getting the first one on the end of that pass by Correa.
Yeah, after a terrible giveaway by the RailHawks, and Edmonton full credit for taking advantage. Lance Lang on a 2-on-1, keeps it himself, strokes it right into the corner of the goal.
Not a bad finish by Correa, too, for his first goal.
Again, all the finishes we see there, they all have something in common. They're calm. No one tries to blast it. They just place the ball to the corners.
Well, there could have been more goals. There's Ameobi on the ground as he tries, and Fitzgerald denies it.
Yeah, a great save. One of many from Akira Fitzgerald. There's another diving stop on Richie Jones, too, where deserved a lot of credit.
Let's take a look at the save of the game, brought to you by Sterling Holmes. Probably could have picked a few from this man Fitzgerald today, but this one was a pretty good one.
Yeah, that's the one we were just talking about, the Richie Jones chance. Nice leap to his right to get his hand on that.
Making the second save from Watson's header too, but there it is, away to his right. The save of the game brought to you by Sterling Holmes. A very good effort today by Akira Fitzgerald in between the sticks for Carolina, but his team still lost 3-0. 3 points for FC Edmonton. Let's see where that puts them in the league standings. Second place in the fall standings, winning 4 out of the 9 games, a healthy goal difference, +7, and just 4 points behind Ottawa, who now have lost a game.
Yeah, but how about that, the 2 Canadian teams at the top? And I know we talked a couple of weeks ago when the Fury were in Fort McMurray that would be their dream final. The Fury staff said an FC Edmonton Ottawa Soccer Bowl would be the dream.
Not a bad-looking league table, as Steve mentions, and even in the combined standings, FC Edmonton in a pretty good position with 11 games to go.
Yeah, and the goal difference is pretty solid for FC Edmonton. They're at +1, but if you take a look, the RailHawks, they're going to take a beating on the goal difference. And I think when you see the standings that close, those goals could come to haunt you later in the year.
Great home day for FC Edmonton today. Back in action in the North American Soccer League and in the playoff race. And happy, celebrating with their fans after a 3-0 victory. Goals from Ameobi, Lance Lang, and Dustin Correa. And the Eddies on the charge in the playoff race with another 3 points today. Thanks for joining the broadcast today.